Hey folks, how's it going? I am doing a rambling video as it goes, about the season finale and the overall, series review for Murder Drones. Oh, Murder Drones, you speak to my mid-2000s angsty teenage Hot Topic Invader Zim energy. I'm actually pretty sure this show is kind of a love letter to that kind of vibe. You know what I'm talking about? Well, maybe the sad millennials who are in their 30s know what I'm talking about. Wake me up, kind of Linkin Park energy with your AMVs, and you're daydreaming about cool action sequences of robot soldiers fighting it out. I did that all the time with Halo in my head when I was a kid. I'm like, yeah, this is epic, Evanescence music. I mean, for crying out loud, the final episode of Murder Drones, by the way, spoilers. All right, spoilers, just giving you a heads up. You ready? Okay. It had a Nightcore soundtrack with the final battle scene between the characters. And I'm like, oh yeah, this show knows exactly what it is. I mean, Murder Drone speaks to me on a primordial level. I feel like I'm watching these fight scenes and all I can think about is wake me up inside, and just seeing the fights going on. And I'm like, yeah, I've daydreamed this before. I'm the main character. I'm the badass, edgy, winged robot fighting creature who has anime battle powers. Anime power battles. I'm getting old. And the only way to really understand this experience is to plug in your Raycons. Yes, it's a sponsor spot. And to put on Linkin Park and watch Murder Drones. Don't at me. All right, so I know you've heard me talk about it before, but Raycons have been a cornerstone of my everyday life. They sport the same audio quality as most major players in the audio game, but at half the price. Whether I'm struggling to start up an RV generator in the middle of the woods, I got yelled at by a hippie for bringing an RV to a wolf sanctuary, by the way. They yelled at me and I felt embarrassed. Or if I'm conducting everyday business, these earbuds have been the absolute goats. Look at these little guys. See how sleek they look? That's all thanks to their ergonomic design. Also, look at all these cool colors they come in. You'll be looking like a cool murder drone yourself in no time. I bet you Uzi would wear these. Once they're snug in your ear holes, they stay there like an extension you can install on your robotic self. Also, when it comes to large projects on my channel, I love to cross-reference my videos with other sound mediums. Most users are listening to my videos through earbuds of their own. So I like to make sure my videos are up to snuff by listening to them with my Raycons. It helps me to ensure that I release videos that are up to my admittedly high standards. So you'll be hearing my videos as I hear them in the editing process. Plus, with new features such as active noise cancellation, multi-point connectivity from multiple devices, sweat and water resistance, these earbuds can remain active with you. They're great for that busy city lifestyle or your daily activities such as working out or doing errands around the house. Raycon has been a long-standing sponsor for the channel. I think they've been doing it for 6 years. My God, time flies. And they help to fund the team, keep the lights on, so we're really thankful for their sponsorship. So if you're in the market for something new and would like to support the work we do here, then click on the link in the description down below or go to buyraycon.com/Saberspark to get 15% off your order and get yourself some earbuds that complement your lifestyle. They have a 30-day happiness guarantee, so you can buy with confidence. Thanks again to Raycon for supporting our channel, and now back to the murder. That all being said, I do have some thoughts, I would say. I have some thoughts as far as my critiques go for the series, and which is tough because I love Murder Drones. I love the folks who make this show, being Glitch Studios, but I'm a critic first and foremost, so therefore I must be impartial and give my actual criticism. Which again, it's nothing drastic, just some subjective opinions as it goes. By the way, just out the gate, and I feel like this goes without saying, what a triumph to see a fully, completed series of this caliber for free on YouTube. That is insane. That is insane to me. Currently, I feel like the animation industry is going through a pretty big transition. A lot of that is because of we're used to the previous model on TV. Now it's trying to go online. I feel like cartoons in general aren't really being consumed the same way as they were for millennials as they are currently being done by Zoomers and Gen Alpha. I don't know. I feel like Murder Drones, though, and Glitch Productions in general are a big part of demonstrating that high quality, narrative-driven shows can survive online. Like, I know that there's streaming services for Disney and Warner and all these things, but like they don't really do the numbers the same way as like YouTube does for Gen Alpha and Zoomers. Meanwhile, us old decrepit millennials are like, I remember regular show and the 2010s at Adventure Time, and I'll bring that up to my nieces and they're like, we don't care. Old man, we don't care. We're too busy watching Sniper Wolf. Actually, my nieces were watching Sniper Wolf, and that broke my heart. I'm like, no, watch Murder Drones instead. But yeah, that all being said, I feel that seeing Murder Drones is proof that you can have shows like a high-quality, story-driven show with really good, a voice behind the series, style, substance. It can survive on YouTube, not even just survive, but thrive. Because the hard part is, like, how do you fund the animators? Because ad rev on YouTube, it's kind of all the same in a manner of speaking, where content is content. So when you have people who are content farms and just dumping into the content machine, they're not really trying, like just reaction videos in general. It's like, that's low effort stuff, but you can pump it out, and YouTube's all about that. But when it comes to a high production for animation, they don't get that favoritism. It's on the creators to make up the difference. So for folks like Glitch and with Murder Drones, it's like, yeah, you all are taking the risk, not YouTube, which means you can also reap the benefits if you can achieve them, which they have. A lot of it is because of the fandom, because of the viewers, because of the magnificent merchandising that keeps the lights on and them doing what they do as creators. So again, Murder Drones, an absolute triumph. And then also for the studio behind it, geniuses over there making it work. Because right now, again, I look at Murder Drones and I'm like, this is good. This existing is a very good thing for the just cultural landscape of animation right now online. And it proves that it can be done. Sorry, let me get off my soapbox. I just wanted to talk about that for a bit. And my actual, let's get to the part where I actually talk about Murder Drones and my thoughts behind the series, Yes, there's a production, props. Now let's talk about the show itself. Right out the gates, it's confusing.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is just me. But I had to watch like a lore video after watching the entire series just to understand it. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of plot lines. There's different settings where it's like, okay, we're on this planet. Now, is it Earth? Maybe it is Earth. Oh, what? Is it a flashback? And I'm not saying it's poorly told. It's not that. It's not poorly told. It's just a lot to keep up with. And I'm sure for viewers who are like, yes, I love theory crafting. I love deep lore, which, by the way, like, people love lore. People love deep lore. It can be a lot of fun when done right. And for Murder Drones, I feel like, look at the numbers, look at the fandoms, look at the Matt Pat, I believe, talked about it, or at least, I'm pretty sure I saw a little Matt Pat logo in a thumbnail for one of his crafting videos. But that goes to show you there's an audience for this who really dig the mystery and all the moving pieces. And it's like, Charlie Day from Always Sunny being like, yeah, I'm putting it together. That's awesome. That's a great, that is definitely a vibe. But for me, I personally can't really keep up with that stuff because I have 2 brain cells. And they're just moments where I'm like, what's happening? Never mind, they're fighting now, And here's the weird thing, is this is a show where I really love the characters. I love N. I love Uzi. I think they have really great chemistry. Fan service, by the way. They end up with each other. And I'm like, finally, we're not will they, won't they. We're actually will they, did they, do they. I'm sure fan shippers were like, yes! But I do feel like the characters and their dialogue and their personality is very well established. Really laugh out funny moments when them talking to each other. Just even their vernacular of like, die mad. I'm like, it's such an edgy show, and I dig it. It's edgy, but there's enough substance to carry it through where it's not all just sizzle. It's just that the substance of the story is just a lot to keep up with. So I will say that. That's probably my biggest criticism of Murder Drones is it's not going to be as digestible for everyone. That does not make it bad. Like, I watched Akira for the first time last year. And when I first watched it, I'm like, this is a confusing movie. Like, what's happening? But a film being initially confusing does not make it bad. Sometimes that is like on purpose. They want to kind of keep it mysterious and you have to figure it out and follow along. And for folks who do want that, who do stick around to figure it out, it's rewarding that way. And I still gotta watch Akira again, because I've been told like you watched it the second time makes more sense. And I'm sure for folks who watch Murder Drones, they get a bigger kick out of it, who are like, yes, I love the mystery, let me have more of that. But again, for me, I was just a bit confused. I will say this though, as far as like imagery goes, as far as visuals go, as far as animation, as far as just the setting, I really dig it. I love the snow planets. There's some really just amazing moments. I feel very cinematic with battles, with just framing, as far as like the robots laying on the ground, their anime poses, their robotic wings are almost Kerrigan wings from StarCraft shooting out. Having the cool combination of like robot, like machinery, but there's like a biomass around it. That's really awesome. Again, I feel like it could have been a bit more rewarding for me personally if I could follow along, which again, I tried to, and I was able to keep up for the most part, but there is a bit of confusion with it. Where I'm like, oh, there's a black hole now. Okay, now there's a almost chaotic, Warhammer biomass, thing over here, and StarCraft now, kind of. And that's just me potentially, the creators could be like, that's not the point. You're wrong. It very well could be the point, as far as me just assuming. I assume a bit too much. But I will tell you this, though. Those robot velociraptors, that was definitely Jurassic Park. Come on. Yeah, you know what's up. I will say also, as far as like the action and the animation goes, it's very visceral. There are some moments where it feels like it's just straight up body horror, with the biting, with the disemboweling, with the cutting. I'm like, okay, I see you, Samurai Jack inspiration. I see you living well. Because it's the idea of like, if this was straight up blood and organs, I'm sure YouTube would be like, yeah, I don't know if we can do this, guys. No, don't worry, YouTube. It's not really blood and organs and living humans. It's robot arms and machinery and oil. Oh, okay, that's okay. Hey, it worked for Cartoon Network with Samurai Jack. It works here too. But even then, there's just moments where I'm like, this is pretty graphic. Almost moments where I feel like, it can make you feel queasy. Again, I'm sure folks in the audience are like, Saber, you're a baby. You're such a little loser baby. Oh no, there's oil spilling out. I'm scared. And also, the music in this show, really dig it. Like some 1980s, like synthwave, but synthesizer energy. I dig it. Good stuff. And the ultimate finale, which again, I say spoilers, and I won't get too caught into spoilers. I thought it was satisfying. My ultimate critique being, again, story, a lot to keep up with. And I do wish we could have had some slower moments. I wish we could have had a bit more filler, in a way. Which is a lot to ask for an indie studio to do. But just some slower moments to just spend time with the characters. Because at the end, during the battle, you've got like the worker drone show up, and I'm like, we don't really know you all that well. There's Uzi's dad, but that's about it. It felt kind of insignificant. But I can respect the show where it's like we've got our mission, ahead of us. We're going to say our piece, do our story, stick with the A plot, do it well, and not meander. I would prefer that. I prefer that more than shows just, taking forever to make their point. So in this situation, especially for a story-driven show, stick with the story. But having some slower moments, having some more, I guess, even time to explain things a bit slower for old people like me, and spending time with other characters could have benefited the show overall, in my opinion. But when it comes to something like, a free, basically super high quality animated show on YouTube, you got to pick your battles in the production side. And I imagine they're like, let's do it. Let's say our piece. Let's make a good story. Plot A, boom, done. We're out of here. It's not perfect, but it's very well done. and even more so, like, unbelievable that an indie studio did this. During a day and age where everybody else is circling the drain, or they're stagnant or inactive, or the industry screwing over folks in the mainstream way, to see something like Murder Drones be completed, mad respect, just mad respect. So overall, folks, those are my just general rambling opinions about the Murder Drone series. I'm very curious to see what you all think. I wonder if they'll ever come back to it. I don't think so. I think the group behind Murder Drones are folks who are like onward and upwards with other stories and other, just series to do. They're just now starting to crack into it with something like Murder Drones and then Digital Circus. It's just going to get better and better from here on out. And, I wouldn't call it growing pains with Murder Drones. It's not that. Just more of preferences for people who want very complicated, mysterious stories versus me, where I'm like, I like a good mystery. Gravity Falls did it really well. I just feel like there's a lot of moving pieces here, but that's okay. So overall, folks, what did you think? I want to hear what you all think. Post down below in the comments, and I will see you all next time.